Good evening and welcome to Tuần-san News of the Week. My name is Emma Doe. In what's making headlines this week, 3 more executives from PetroVietnam charged for alleged embezzlement. A Vietnamese woman among one of the 58 dead in the Las Vegas mass shooting. And where to go for Mid-Autumn Festival celebrations. In this week's top story, police in Vietnam have detained 3 more executives from PetroVietnam Construction as part of the widening investigation involving the state oil company whose former chairman has also been arrested. The 3 executives were detained over the weekend on charges of alleged embezzlement and intentional breach of state rules for economic management. Probes into PetroVietnam have been in the spotlight since its former chairman, Tuần-san, was arrested on allegations of corruption. On Friday, a court in Vietnam sentenced to death the former chairman of PetroVietnam, Tuần-san, after finding him guilty of causing millions of dollars in losses. Nguyen was part of a mass trial of 51 officials and bankers, accused of causing $69 million in losses in total. It's the first time in years that the death sentence has been handed to a senior former official. The decision comes amid an intensifying crackdown on corruption in the country. A Chinese man has been jailed for 8 years for in-flight theft in Vietnam. According to the Vietnamese news website VN Express, Wang Qingjian was given the sentence on Friday at a court in the central city of Da Nang. The 53-year-old stole more than 400 million Vietnamese dong, the equivalent of some 22,000 Australian dollars, from a co-passenger on a flight from Saigon to Da Nang last November. He then reportedly hid the money in his coat before going to the toilet to conceal it in a bag. He was spotted by another passenger who alerted airport security upon landing. Vietnamese law treats theft as a criminal offence if the stolen property's value exceeds 2 million Vietnamese dong. Wang's jail term is possibly the heaviest punishment to be handed down for an flight theft case, as many Chinese culprits caught in recent years have only been fined and deported. A Vietnamese American has been identified as one of the 58 people who died in Sunday night's mass shooting in Las Vegas. 32-year-old insurance agent Michelle Vo lost her life during the massacre. According to a Facebook user who was friends with her sister, Michelle was shot twice in the chest by 64-year-old gunman Stephen Paddock. Michelle's friends and relatives have described her as charismatic, energetic, and independent. With more than 500 people injured, the mass shooting is the deadliest in modern US history. The 2 women accused of assassinating the North Korean leader's half-brother have pleaded not guilty in the ongoing high-profile trial. Vietnamese national Doan Thị Hương and Indonesian Siti Aisyah are charged with the killing of Kim Jong-nam. The estranged half-brother of Kim Jong-un died after the women smeared a banned chemical poison across his face at Kuala Lumpur's international airport back in February. The women say they believed they were partaking in a reality TV show prank, rather than a planned deadly attack. But prosecutors said both women carried out several practice runs at Kuala Lumpur shopping malls before the attack on Kim. The prosecution has charged 4 other suspects whose identities remain unknown to the public and who are still at large. On Monday, Aisyah's lawyer told the court that Aisyah was paid between $100 to $200 for the prank and hoped the money would allow her to stop working as an escort. The trial is expected to run until November 30. South Korea has emerged as one of the world's top destinations for Vietnamese brides, with around 40,000 currently living in the East Asian country. International marriages between South Korean men and Vietnamese women have increased exponentially since the mid-2000s, with Vietnamese women seeking a comfortable life and economic opportunity abroad. But married life doesn't always live up to expectations, with statistics showing that 1 in 5 Vietnamese Korean couples file for divorce. Vietnamese Korean marriages are often set up through marriage agencies or through family and friends, with couples often meeting only once before tying the knot. For some women, the lack of knowledge about their partners has ended up to be deadly. A series of high-profile murders and cases of domestic violence towards Vietnamese brides have come to light most recently in June this year, when a Vietnamese woman was murdered by her South Korean father-in-law after an argument. According to government and non-government organisations in South Korea, migrant women are particularly at risk to domestic violence in the country. As of 2013, the largest group of marriage migrants in the country have been Vietnamese women, with Chinese women, ethnic Korean women from China, Japanese, Filipino and Cambodian women as the largest groups following. A Vietnamese tanker has collided with a Taiwanese Navy destroyer, causing slight damage to both vessels. A maritime bulletin said that the Everich 3 collided with the destroyer on Tuesday morning at a harbour in Taiwan. The report also said that no one was hurt. However, the Vietnamese tanker has been detained pending an investigation. 3 people have died in Vietnam's northern province of Hà Giang after a suspected case of food poisoning, state media reports. Dozens fell sick on Sunday at an engagement party at Vị Xuyên district near the Chinese border. 3 male victims aged 42, 47 and 59 died on Tuesday after being treated for the suspected poisoning. Dishes at the wedding included stir-fried pork, papaya soup and rice wine. But the report said it was unclear which dish was likely to have been tainted. A Vietnamese gymnast has successfully performed an entirely new skill on the men's still rings. Phạm Phước Hung performed the move at this year's ongoing World Artistic Gymnastics Championships in Montreal. The move, which has never been performed by another athlete before, was given the difficulty ranking of E, with A being the easiest and H being the hardest. The International Gymnastics Federation added the move to the men's gymnastics code of points with the name Phạm 2 after the athlete. Back to news in Australia. Vietnamese-Australian comedian, author and artist An Do has taken home $3,500 for winning the Archibald Prize People's Choice Award. Do took the People's Choice Award for his oil painting of the Indigenous activist Jack Charles, who was a member of the Stolen Generation and is also known for his acting roles. The painting is more than meets the eye. Do told the media that the portrait contains a hologram of a unicorn and its mother, to represent the years his subject spent looking for his own mother. The People's Choice Award was announced at the Art Gallery of New South Wales on Wednesday, having clocked up 15,000 votes from the public. Do was also a finalist in the Archibald Prize in 2014 with a portrait of his father. Various councils around Melbourne are gearing up to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival, a traditional custom celebrating the brightest and fullest moon, which represents peace. It's also a time for family get-togethers. This weekend will see the CBD's Crown Riverside Walk lit up with lanterns and lined with food stalls, entertainment and children's lantern-making workshops. Festivities start from 10 a.m. and run all the way until 10 p.m. The Vietnamese hub of Footscray will also host a children's lantern festival with traditional dancing, music and lantern making taking place from 2 p.m. at Nicholson Street Mall. Come sundown, children will be invited to parade their lanterns around the neighbourhood. On Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m, Dandenong Market will showcase food from Southeast Asia. There'll also be martial arts demonstrations as well as lion and dragon dances. That's all from Tuần-san News of the Week. For more stories, you can follow Tuần-san at tvtsonline.com.au and Facebook at Tuần-san. I'm Emma Do. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to your company at the same time next week.